and welcome back to another episode of Key Factors Podcast, Real Estate AF, where the AF stands for And Finance, and I'm your host, Mark Jones, and we are powered by LoanBot, Smarter Mortgage Matching. And on our last discussion, we had a group of gentlemen in, all veterans in the business, and we were talking about builder incentives, some misconceptions that are going on, and some malpractices that we believe should be corrected because of the fiduciary responsibility we have for our clients. And a good friend of mine saw the episode and said, man, that was a great discussion, the way that you guys painted that picture. And I'd like to add some 2 cents to it. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Tommy Fryer. Tommy,
hey,
how are you?
We're good, brother. How are you?
Doing well. So Tommy, you surprisingly, if I'm not mistaken, geez, I'm not looking it up, I think you got in the business damn near same year as me. 2012?
Yeah, 2012.
Wow.
Yeah. So, August of 2012,
Yeah.
I was hanging out at USAA before that, trying to figure out what I was going to do when I grew up, and then a good friend of mine was in the business and was like, hey, like you would do really well, like face to face, and go sell some homes and change your family's trajectory. And I said, let's go.
That's awesome.
Let's go.
Yes.
Yeah.
You and I used to do a lot of business back in the day.
Yes.
I was, matter of fact, I had SaveMyBuilderLoan.com.
Yep.
Was doing a lot of turn down business.
That's right.
So a lot of folks out there may or may not know who you are. A lot of realtors watch this, lenders watch this. So if you could, just for a moment, tell us a bit more about yourself.
Yeah. So Thomas Fryer, I've been working for Meritage Homes for the last 13 years. 9.5 of those years were on the sales floor, making friendships with knuckleheads like you.
That's right.
And a lot of phenomenal realtors. Cesar from last week's episode, near and dear friend of mine. So when I saw him on here, I was like, all right. There might
can do this.
Not only that, but there might be some validity to this. No, been in the business for 13 years, 9.5 as a sales counselor, in the last 4.5 years as one of the sales leaders here in San Antonio.
Yeah,
we have a phenomenal team here with Meritage Homes in San Antonio, and just excited to be here. Love the industry. I've loved what we've been able to do together. We're a big believer that the builder relationship and the realtor relationship does not have to be adversarial.
I love it.
That we can absolutely partner together, and we'll talk about that a little later about how we want to partner better.
Yes.
With our realtor partners and our realtor friends and our lender friends too.
Amen.
You know that.
Amen.
You know that too. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. Also love long walks on the beach.
Absolutely.
Love my wife, Lauren. Hi. The absolute love of my life and my 2 babies. My family, my household is everything to me. And it's why we do this crazy thing in the builder world.
That's exactly
They're my everything.
Right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Well, Tommy, not to break the ice or have us fall through the cracks of that polar ice.
Yeah.
Already did that this morning.
Yeah.
So I want to kick this off. Matter of fact, JC, if you could throw up the screen real quick. First off, to our listeners, our subscribers, our folks tuning in, we are almost at 30,000 subscribers. We're 200 subscribers away. I'm hoping after this episode goes live, we may reach it. So thank you all for tuning in and continuing to stay active with our channel. We promise to continue to bring you folks like Tommy. Let me kick this over to the following.
Ooh.
So something was brought to my attention besides what we were going to talk about today, and I wanted to get your perspective on it.
Sure.
So what we're looking at on screen is basically an update or a quick synopsis of something that is going on right now. And when I mean right now, we're talking October 1st. What just took place was DR Horton and DHI are under fire right now for some malpractices. And what those are, matter of fact, we touched on them in the last discussion, which is setting up your borrower on unimproved taxes without them being aware of that.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, I will at least say the following. Anytime you close with unimproved taxes, there is a form that you sign called a payment shock letter. And I don't care what lender you are, what title company you are, it's in the closing package. Whether the borrower reads it, understands it, that's a totally different story. In my opinion, that conversation should come from the lender
For sure.
from day one all the way till the end, reminding them what's taking place.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're the only ones going through something like that, but I do know that it is a very, very big deal. That being said, what separates Meritage and the way that you guys do business from someone like a DR Horton and a parlay DHI concept, if that makes sense?
Right. And, I don't want to pick on one particular builder.
Just as an example.
Yeah, as the example of
big
what
lawsuit example.
Yeah. Huge lawsuit. I think in today's world, there's a lot of folks that are afraid to just be honest and lay out the facts because they're afraid of getting that terrible word no.
That's right.
Like, I'm not going to buy this home. I'm not going to go with you as my lender. I'm not going to go with you as my agent. But at Meritage, I think what really sets ourselves apart, as far as like our customer care and our service is we're going to be real with you.
Yeah.
Like and that's myself, my vice president of sales, finance, all the way down to our intern, right?
Yeah.
Like our entire sales team is empowered and is expected to have those legitimate conversations around financing. Mm-hmm. So you may not like our answer. You may really get upset and potentially walk out of my sales offices because you don't like the payment, but it's going to be the truth.
Yeah.
Like, we are going to be 100% factual, where here's your principal, here's your interest, here's your improved taxes.
Yeah.
We'll work in, your homestead in there, and any other, disabled vets are 100%, obviously, then it's a non-issue. But we're going to have the real convo and with a legitimate homeowner's insurance quote.
Yeah.
We're going to be real and incredibly transparent.
Right.
And I think that's where other bad actors right now are not being transparent. They're basically telling the buyer what they want to hear, which is not a great course of business. And it sets all of us up for failure later because it taints our reputation too. Even though we have nothing to do with that builder or with that lender, it still makes us look bad. We get painted with that same brush. So that's where we're trying to be. And we will always continue to be truthful and transparent. Even if the answer isn't a popular one, we're going to be real.
Okay. I mean, that's makes perfect sense. And I have to concur with that. You talking about painting a picture.
Yeah.
I'd like to paint a picture of, let's say, the last 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
We'll sum it up like fast track because let's go 2019.
Sure.
Me as an outside lender to a builder was still doing turn downs for several builders.
For sure.
Then 2020 came around. Shit hit the fan. And all of a sudden, builders don't need outside lenders anymore.
Yeah.
And then we fast track towards a couple more years. And now all of a sudden it's like, hey, you guys, can you get this deal done?
For sure.
Now, I'm not talking specifically Meritage. This is just at builders in general.
Sure.
What can you fast track us through what has taken place in the last, let's say, 5 years?
Yeah. Yeah. So I go get, and it's a really good place to start, right? Let's just call it like 6 years ago. Let's go to October of 2019.
Yeah.
There was a lot of optimism, a lot of excitement, especially in Texas, right? It's a great place to move to raise a family. So we're expecting really good, solid growth in 2020. To your point, when our in-house lender, shout out MTH Mortgage, when our in-house lender couldn't get the things done, we would be calling Mark. Yeah. We'd be calling a handful of others. We knew the portfolio that you carried as far as your flexibility and underwriting and what you were able to do, your layers. And it was always a solid part of our business. 2020, COVID.
Correct.
You started hearing COVID right after, January and February really started hitting mainstream media here. Then we started doing shutdowns in the beginning to middle of March. We thought the world was going to end, or at least our business.
Absolutely.
And there was a lot of people that got hurt by that. So I don't mean that disingenuously at all. We really thought the business was just going to freeze. We were all going to get stuck in our homes, our apartments, our rentals, whatever, and nothing was going to happen.
Right.
The exact opposite happened.
Absolutely.
Everyone and their mom moved. Everyone and their mom at that moment had just great credit. They had cash. So unfortunately for our referral partners or our turn down partners, we didn't have a lot of opportunity to send to you.
And just to kind of help that just that portion of it.
Yeah.
Us outside lenders, and I can speak for all of us that had a book of business, that had a great reputation, had a good process, had great products, etc. We weren't hurting for business either.
Yeah, you were doing good.
Period.
No, you're doing great.
It's not like we were reaching out, hey, we need this turned out. No.
Yeah, no.
Our business was coming in.
Was booming.
Correct. Yeah. It was an entire industry boom.
Yeah. 3% interest rates was what an amazing thing that did for all of us, right? And also kind of gave us a false bias on our abilities too. Yes. And we can talk about that later. But no, so 2020, started off really scary for the first 4 months. Then I remember I was still selling homes on the floor in May of 2020. I think I sold like 8 or 9 homes, which was the most at my time, that time of my career. And I was like, okay, we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
And I'm a good sales counselor. The rates definitely helped.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. Then you go into 2021, same thing, wait lists, right? We're taking, like literally as you came in, we would write, hey, I was only allowed to sell 5 homes in my neighborhood. So hey, I'll write you. Okay. So it is, May of 2021. I can put you under contract in July. How does that sound? I have no idea what the pricing is. I know how this sounds. I sound like I'm a crazy person. Right. I'm a charlatan, maybe. Yeah. There was a lot of words thrown at our way at that moment.
Sure.
But again, to your point, right? Y'all were incredibly busy as retail lenders. Our in-house was very busy because of our team's business. Fast forward 2020, we had the cascading effect of interest rates started creeping up.
Yes.
And then, we really were still doing a really good job. I think the industry was still really strong in 2022. Yep. 2023, that's where it really got challenging.
Absolutely.
And for us, that's where, y'all were with us during the great times of 19 and 20. We still send, turn down business. Sure. But in 2023, I can say for, Meritage as San Antonio, we wanted to partner with our lenders better that had nothing to do with our in-house.
Sure.
So to this day, we are still offering. So in 2023, 2024, 2025, if you sent me a client, right, you just had to send that through our referral channel, which is basically me and the other sales leaders in the division. And I'm still going to give you all closing costs, right? Plus a very generous amount of money to buy the rate down to improve the rate, because I want you to eat too.
Absolutely.
Because if you're eating and SWBC is eating, all the lenders are eating, we're winning and we're good.
Absolutely.
Right? We're going to get our capture because of our forward commitment money. And I know we'll probably maybe talk about that later. But we're going to capture that business, but I also need referrals because like the, shocker, everyone, there's no one really beating down our doors to walk in. So it really takes our relationship with our realtors and their lenders. And I'm not going to let them, I'm not going to like bite the hand that feeds them.
Sure.
So we're going to go with you and we're going to give you like right now, $28,000 in closing costs if you use Mark Jones. Right.
And, you guys hear that?
That's a big deal.
That's a very big deal.
Like we're going to give that so we can help some cash to close. And then you can use the rest of the money, whatever makes sense to that client. Use it to their best of the ability, buy the rate down, save cash, whatever, do a 2-1, 3-1 buy down, don't care, whatever makes sense to your client. Let's do it.
So in talking about reality, real talk, we know that the drought of customers, and I'm not going to say fully a drought, the
softening,
we'll go with that. Of customers all around, especially builders because of the price point. This was all due to interest rates.
Absolutely.
Immediately. And it was like a spigot that was on, drinking from it.
Yeah.
And then it was like
bathing in it. We're bathing in it.
Somebody turned it off and we went, where'd it go?
Yeah, where did all the business go?
And that being the case, what was that like for the builder at that time? I mean, you guys have a large and just Meritage in general, but I'm sure a lot of the builders are set similar to where you guys have a lot of overhead. You've got a lot of employees. You've got a lot of operation staff, including the sales and the builder side, the projects. There's just a lot.
A ton of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was it like going through that at the time? And that's probably at the time when you made transition from sales to
leadership
management, right?
Yeah. What a crazy time to make that change. Right?
Manager's like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
What do we do? Put Tommy in.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, honestly, it was a head spin. We went from, like just like you said, the faucet was on, the shower head was on. I mean, we were raining sales. The storm clouds were throwing out sales.
Right.
Then to really, I think we really started feeling the pinch, March or April of 2023. And it really was, you had to go into triage mode. So number one, everyone's head spinning.
Yes.
Because like we went from hero, and I'm not saying zero, we didn't die, right? We're still here, still very strong, still selling a lot of homes. but we had to reevaluate our expectations
Most
as a
definitely.
leadership team. But also, as a good leader, is you go and seek out the wins to keep your team motivated.
Yes.
So, okay, we didn't hit like what our original plan was, what we thought we were going to do in 2023, but we still were very profitable.
Yeah.
You know, you have to essentially, your entire organization has to erase 2020 and 2021 out of your mind.
Yep.
So that's like my greatest recommendation to any realtor listening to this, to any loan officer listening to this, like erase those years out of your mind, because those were anomalies.
Yeah.
The amount of business that we were able to do and take across the finish line in 2020 and 2021, unheard of.
Carried over.
Right?
Like an old mentor used to tell me, I tucked away enough acorns.
That's it. And if you were smart,
Yes.
and if you were financially prudent, it allowed you to weather the storm of 23, 24, and 25.
That's right.
And God willing, you all were able to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like, just readjusting expectations, number one, and being real with senior leadership is what every sales leader had to do.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, if you want me to tell you that we're going to sell 1,000 units this year, I'll tell that to you. And then you'll be really disappointed on December 31st.
That's right.
Or we can just be real. We can have a legitimate conversation. I can show you my whys, and I can show you where the math is mathing.
Correct.
And then, we'll go forward from there. And then with our sales team, with our builders, project managers, customer care folks, I mean, it's just seeking out wins for them to still feel that they're doing their part. Because no one in this business likes to lose.
Absolutely.
Right? We're all very competitive. It's part of our personality trait that makes us successful here.
That's right.
So I think that's what, when we went through that, and look, we're still going through it too. 2024 was balanced. Like 2025, there's been a lot of market fears. There's been a lot of fence sitting.
That's right.
Right. There's a lot of people waiting for something to change.
It's pent up for sure.
Such pent up demand. So, it's every day going out and celebrating the wins that we can find.
Yeah.
And just being a good leader and put a kind ear to the team. Some of the team may watch this, some of you may not. Some days you think I'm probably a very understanding person, and other days I'm going to, get on your ass for doing something wrong or maybe not giving me the energy. But we always say, if you can give me energy and effort and a great attitude, we'll find results somewhere. So that's a big deal.
So I'm looking up on screen. Okay, here it is. So let's see here. The most recent period when interest rates rose quickly was from March 2022 to July 2023.
Oh yeah.
And they rose from, let's see here.
Near zero.
Yep.
Yeah. Near zero to a 5.25, 5.5.
Yes. And
wild.
what that equated to was approximately a 3.25% rate all the way up to 7.
Yeah.
It was like, holy cow.
Yeah.
Is this what our parents experienced?
Right.
And it wasn't really because their rates were higher, but at the same time, our price points were higher.
Oh
our
my goodness,
insurance was higher.
yeah.
Our taxes were higher. So everyone felt that a lot.
Oh, that huge pinch.
Yes, a lot more directly.
Yeah.
Now, it wasn't, and you can kill that. It wasn't but maybe a couple of months, maybe max a year later, where all of the builders, I don't know if you guys got together, but you came up with something pretty genius that hadn't been used in quite some time or if ever before.
Yeah.
And it was essentially builder forwards.
That's right. Yeah. Forward commitments. Rate lock buckets.
Yes. Yeah. So luckily for the ops team, luckily for the contractors, all of the trades, you guys put your heads together and went, okay, let's put our money where our mouth is. Let's take a risk and we'll buy this block of rates, because it was always, you're going to buy the first block and let's hope that we sell it all.
By the grace of God.
Correct.
Please.
So when you did that, boom, it worked.
It did.
You and every other builder on the streets went, all right, that's how we can continue to sell these homes and give the customer what they're looking for in regards to their payment comfort, in regards to their affordability.
The
100%.
affordability.
Yes. And on the last discussion, I'll say it again.
Yeah.
I don't think that that's wrong in any way.
Yeah.
Reason being, and I'll paint the picture for the folks there. If we are selling a pre-owned home, let's say I'm financing it. I'm working with a borrower that maybe is using down payment assistance.
Sure.
They've got very little in the bank. I don't want them to use every penny. I love to see my borrowers have some reserves. I call it, oh shit money.
That's right. That's right.
Eventually something's going to happen.
Absolutely.
that being the case, it would be like us going, hey, seller, we need more money in closing costs from you guys. You're only willing to do 5,000.
Right.
We need an additional 10.
Right.
So what we're going to do is we're going to raise the sales price from 300 to 310. You guys are now going to pay 15,000 total,
Right.
and we're going to get the deal done. Borrower is bringing truly zero to closing.
Right.
The reason why it works is because it makes appraised value.
That's right.
The buyer knows about it. The seller knows about it.
Mhm.
All agents are on board.
That's
and the loan officer. With the builder, same concept.
Yeah.
You guys are just able to increase that quite a bit more simply because the property appraises for more.
Right.
Can you explain that concept to us? I mean, that's truly it in a nutshell. And you don't have to explain the concept.
Sure.
But how did that save you guys?
Yeah. So our forward commitment or rate lock bucket. I mean, really, we started, and it was crazy. I think we're almost on like our 100th rate lock bucket.
That's awesome.
Which is great.
Yes,
because
sir.
again, it keeps business moving forward.
It sure does.
It keeps the cycle moving. So someone needs to move because they're going to sell a home.
Yes.
So then it opens it up for a true first time buyer. Because we're our average sales price at $385 across the city. So some may say that's not in a first time home buyer piece. I think some of my neighborhoods I could show you completely differently that it absolutely is. But no, I mean, at the end of the day, we had to keep the machine rolling, and that's every builder. Because if real estate does not do well, we know what that looks like.
Absolutely.
Look at 2008. We know what that looks like, right? So the real estate world, they say, is one of the big backbones of the economy. So we have to keep that sucker moving. So some really smart people got together. I would jokingly say with the Illuminati, but that's not serious. That's a joke. But you kind of touched on it. A lot of the CEOs got together. A lot of the CFOs understood like what it was going to take to keep the business moving forward. It started off as, you got a rate lock bucket. Actually, if you were already under contract.
Yeah.
So back in 2022 is when we really started rolling out our first rate lock buckets.
Yeah.
And that's where, you were already under contract, and hey, we were giving you a max ceiling. So we're like, hey, we understand you went under contract at, when the rate was a 5.
Right.
Well, guess what? I'm going to put you in a bucket that isn't, you're not going to go up more than a 5.25.
Yes.
Are you comfortable? Outstanding. Sign this.
Press on.
Boom. And then it changed rapidly to probably October of 2022, where it was for new sales.
Yes.
So we had protected the backlog.
Yep.
We had protected, clients for our realtor friends. And then again, if we weren't able to do the deal when we sent it out to our referral partners, we were giving you max closing cost contribution legally allowable.
Yeah.
All of this without touching sales price.
Wow.
We took it. I can speak for Meritage Homes of being a true partner of the industry for realtors, for lenders, but most importantly for the homeowners.
Yeah.
We took it as margin erosion and continue to do that today.
Wow.
So we did not we did not inflate prices.
Well, it also
offer.
speaks volumes to the prices that you guys had set your properties at. Because if they're making
prices.
absolutely,
They're
if it's
pricing.
making value and you guys are still able to make a solid margin,
That's right.
the borrower feels like they got a good deal because their payment is right where they want it to be.
That's right.
They understand what's going on, where the money's coming from. And I would say most of the realtors that I work with, when they go builder, they tell them, this is how it's going to work. Now, a lot of lenders out there for the past 3 years have been pretty upset.
Sure.
I'm a little bit different. I'm okay to not get that business because I've been in the business a while. I've got a book of business. We do pre-own plenty, et cetera.
You got a great referral business too, by the way, because you do a good job for your people.
Absolutely.
That's a big deal.
And for me, I'm looking at the big picture of, all right, San Antonio, bottom line, we need more inventory.
Oh, yeah.
And
big
at
time.
at the end of the day, if you're not going to build it, they will.
That's right.
And what that means is over a period of time, let's say 5 to 8 years, and that could be, if we start seeing rates come down, shrink a little bit more, but it rose all the way to 8 years as the average versus the normal 3 to 5. At a certain point, those homes are going to be coming on the market.
Absolutely.
And now we've got more pre-owned homes.
That's right.
That's where they come from.
That's it.
I mean, every home eventually started as a
new build.
as a new construction home.
Every single one of them.
That's right.
Believe it or not.
Yes.
They don't just appear. They don't just appear 5 years old, right? Like someone built them brand new.
That's exactly right.
That's right.
So that's the way I look at it from my perspective of, our market needs more new construction homes
Absolutely.
because eventually those will become the new second home for someone.
That's right.
Truly.
Yeah.
That being said, how are you guys dealing with, and let me ask you, have you experienced already someone trying to resell too soon?
Yeah, I mean, yes. So, I mean, we really only find out about those. It's not anything that we really track internally.
Of course, yeah.
But it's when that client needs to move. Typically, we see it with our military and DoD friends, right? Like our military and DoD clients. You know, they're getting rotated out. Right. Really, I think if you bought at the end of 2020 and any time during 2021, you bought at the height of the market is pricing. It's just
in any market,
in any market,
yeah.
In the United States of America, if you bought at the last 3 months of 2020 and all of 2021, it was the height of the market.
That's right.
Just it is what it was. Something propelled you. You had to move. You made a great choice. You bought a home. Still better than renting.
Yep.
Still better than renting all day long.
But hey, you got a good rate.
But you got a great rate. You got a great
That's
rate.
right.
The conversations that are having to be had, and I'm impressed with. I always refer to the top performing real estate agents.
Yeah,
they are really great. Cesar being one of them. They're coaching them like, hey, you might want to be a landlord for 2 years, 3 years. Let's let the market rebound. Yep. You know, let's let the market really just become balanced.
Yes,
and then you can sell. Because there are those conversations that are tough to have.
Yes.
When you bought at this time and the prices have come down, and you might barely break even, you might owe 15 or 20 grand at closing. That's a very uncomfortable conversation.
Correct.
One of the ones you have to have to be transparent. But I would say that the ones that we do hear of, they really either they're going to get a corporate relocation package.
Sure.
So the company, the DoD, the government's going to buy the home.
That's right.
Good for you.
They're the ones taking the L.
That's right. They're going to take the L later. Good for them. Other than that, we're going to see an increase in rentals, but to the point of being low on inventory. I mean, we're very methodical on our starts.
Sure.
So we have really smart people that work for us, and their strategic operation partners, Strops.
Yeah.
They just do data analysis, and they tell us where we need to buy the land, what we should be paying for the land, how we should develop it, what our development costs should be. So they give us a really strong budget.
Smart.
And then they say that's the growth. That's where it's going. They're still batting 1,000%. So that's really great. And so that's where we're starting our homes, because we agree. I mean, we are a flashpoint, like one quick rate dip of 1%.
Yep.
And then all of those folks that are sitting on the sideline are running in.
Absolutely.
And they'll run through my inventory.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back into a 2021 situation that we do not want to be in.
I'm right there with you.
As a sales counselor who went through that was the worst. Like having to look at, hey, Mark, I know you love this home and I'm so happy that you love this home, but I can't sell it to you for 3 months because I've already sold my allotment, my what do they call it? My meter.
Okay.
They metered us.
Oh, wow.
So I already sold my allotment probably by the 4th of the month. Wow. Then I went and hung out at Top Golfer and Andretti's with the kids. Right?
That's awesome. Yes.
But I mean, so it's like, hey, and like, so this is like May. So I've already sold my May. I already have my June squared away, ready to go. I already have the earnest money locked up in the safe at the office. So I'll get you in July. That was so uncomfortable. And we don't want that again. We want a healthy, balanced market that's good for everybody.
Yeah.
A run on housing is tough because it always equates to crazy price increases. And we don't want that. We don't want to break the market again. So we're being very methodical in keeping a healthy supply of homes. Also, and every builder is doing this, kudos to everybody. They're working on ways to perfect their cycle times.
Yeah.
Let's be really smart and super efficient on how I build a home so I can do it more affordably, which then that gets passed right back to the buyer, right back to a realtor, right back to an outside lending partner. But we're really keeping our eye on that ball. Like we're keeping where like the proverb, the whole phrase goes, like, don't watch where the hockey puck is, watch where the hockey puck is going. That's what we're really doing.
That's exactly
trying to be very, very methodical on housing starts. You'll see probably very similar start numbers this year versus last year. Next year, we expect growth. I mean, we expect substantial growth for next year.
And I'd like to talk about that now briefly. Yeah. We're short on time, but I'm going to keep this real tight. And the idea of the buyer having to relocate, having to quickly get out of the current new construction home.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that their realtor did a great job. Their sales counselor did a great job of explaining the concept of, hey, you're probably going to have to be here for the next at least 3 years.
Absolutely.
And after that being stated to the borrower, hey guys, it's time to turn yourself into an investor.
That's right.
And I will be honest, it almost forces them down that road.
It really does.
To get them shaped into, okay, this isn't as bad as I thought it would be, because a lot of folks, and me, one of them, early on, we started investing 3 years after we bought our first one. Yeah. And that's how we made a lot of our money. I'll be honest with you.
That's right.
Sold all our properties, et cetera, et cetera. But the idea was, if I'm going to have somebody else pay my equity, let me go do that more.
Yeah.
I'll be the mom and pop investor.
Let's replicate that.
Absolutely.
That's generational wealth.
1000%. In addition, your VA buyer, and that was very specific when Josh was talking about that. Yes, they are harmed the most, but at the same time, they also have the most ability to gain in those situations.
Absolutely.
Because let's say you've got borrower, military veteran, or current active duty that is stationed in San Antonio. They buy their home. 3 years later, they get PCS to another state, convert that into a rental. This property that they go and purchase, hopefully their credit stayed good because we know their income is consistent.
Absolutely.
They can 100% offset this property with the lease agreement and now move on to their next. They've got upwards of million of entitlements that they can continue to use over and over. Go build your empire.
Absolutely.
Somebody educate them. Go build your empire.
Yeah.
So just wanted to kind of put a little exclamation point on what you were talking about there, because it's important. So with this last couple of minutes that we have here, I've gotten everything that I needed to and wanted the folks to hear about in this. Is there anything you want to talk about? Is there anything you want to let us know?
Yeah,
we're plenty of time left.
Yeah, no. So number one, thank you for having me on. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
I can ramble. So thanks for guiding me. You're doing great. You've kept me in the guardrails really well. So thank you. I think what I really want, everyone listening and jokingly, like the world to know about Meritage is
dude, we've got subscribers in India.
Let's go. Hey, let's go. Let's go. Hey, I have some amazing homes for you. Beautiful homes. And let's go to Sagebrook. You'll probably love Sagebrook. We are building a business on partnerships, right? And that's not, being corny or anything. I mean, we are partnering. So we relaunched, when we started in this business together, Meritage had an Agent Rocks program.
Yeah.
All it was just increased bonuses. I didn't help educate realtors. I didn't share leads with them. I didn't give them listings. It was just bonuses. And that's kind of cold and callous. It's great, right? Like everyone likes to get paid a little more. Yeah. Sure. That also got us in a lot of trouble. And that's why we had the NAR settlement. Yeah. Again, another topic for another time.
But you are correct.
But it really did. So we took our program and said, hey, how can we better partner with our realtor friends? Thus helping our our lending friends also. But let's partner together and let's truly build something together that's special. Yeah. So when everyone goes, any realtor listening, I really encourage you to go to meritagehomes.com/agents. Sign up for our Agent Rocks program, 100% free to sign up. The moment you sign up, you have a suite of perks your way. Outside of just heads up on really cool, promotions that we're running. I mean, automatically you can get lead sharing. Then as you kind of engage with us and you work with us, you'll earn the right all the way up to getting one of my listings. I will give you a brand new home. My team will give you a brand new home to list and treat completely as yours. Wow. Yes, it's a brand new home. Yeah. It always something like you said, every home starts out as a brand new home, but it's your listing. It's awesome. Your MLS, it's your photos. You can have all the broker open houses you want to. It's your listing. It's your marketing. It's everything. I'll pay for the virtual tours and you just list it and then dominate the marketing space. Wow. But that is a big thing where a lot of builders, and you're starting to see it because there's a lot of optimism going into 2026.
Absolutely.
So there are a lot of builders that are kind of stepping away from our realtors again. We'll never do that. When people, when other builders, again, bad actors.
Yeah.
When they dropped commission to a flat rate or a 1%, we stayed at 3%.
Yeah.
There were some
Verified.
ways.
You are exactly correct.
We never shied away from our realtors because we know that partnership together is what makes the light stay on.
Yeah.
Nothing happens until a realtor, shakes one of our guys or gals' hands and introduces a client.
That's right.
So that's what I want the world to know is we're putting our money where our mouth is. We are offering a suite of education, CE, open house opportunities. Like literally, you can go into any one of my neighborhoods across the country, and they will let you host open houses, sit in the office. There's the new lead sharing thing that, like I said, just got turned on yesterday, actually. Wow. So if you go sign up for Agent Rocks, there's a public profile you'll turn on. And that will allow people to see your profile, your beautiful mugshot on our website. That's so awesome. When they're looking at a home on the east side, if you say, hey, I'm an east side pro, your name will show up there. So if they don't have an agent, they can start engaging with you. What builder out there is giving realtors business, right?
None.
And then it allows, again, for the agent that you partner with can bring them to one of our models. As long as you give us a heads up through the referral channel, you're protected as the lender too. Like we want to partner with everyone because if the builder, the realtor, and the lender win, that's going to get us through this nonsense until it becomes a balanced market.
That's exactly right.
That's what I got.
Man,
that's what
Tommy,
I got.
So you guys add a pretty substantial amount of value. I believe it's because your leadership is very forward thinking, very proactive instead of reactive in this market. It shows, especially that you guys are able to do what you're doing and still thrive through this market. Yeah. That being said, I would like to give you some gifts, a couple of gifts. Here's a LoanBot hat. And I don't know, over the last 3 years, not only have I been lending, but I've been working on a tech tool called LoanBot. Yeah. And I want to be able to provide you and your sales counselors with this tool. What it does is allows those borrowers to self-diagnose, kind of similar to a Home Buddy, but totally different. If that makes sense. Allows them to shop viable programs, no credit pulls, no credit checks, just something that they can find true and accurate program details, payment calculators, all that kind of stuff. You guys can embed your Meritage home search in there. That being the case, I want to give that to you guys as a gift, and I'll get that set up. And that way, 3 months from now, when everybody's using it, they know where they got it from.
Boom. Yeah. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you.
Absolutely. Now, to cap this show off, I want to thank you for the friendship thus far.
Heck yeah.
To be continued,
always.
Most definitely.
Yes.
And I want to tell the folks out there that God is my witness. I have worked with all of the builders, especially in the turn down capacity over the last 13 and a half years. Not once have I ever received a negative review, negative feedback, complaint, anything like that on a Meritage home or Meritage transaction. I can honestly say that.
Your check's in the mail.
I'm just saying. No. Yeah, non-paid. That is just nothing but real talk always on this discussion or on this podcast. You guys are putting your money where your mouth is, and it shows.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. Well, Tommy, thank you for joining us. Those of you out there, you heard it here, where we only talk real talk. Hopefully you guys are getting something out of this. And as mentioned before, please make sure to like and subscribe. We've got 200 more to go to get to 30,000. So we're almost there. Still, this thing right here, I don't know if they can see this. It says estimated monthly earnings, $35 to $105.
Easy, Chief.
I've never seen that before. I'm like, where is this money? Like, where did you send it?
Those are unrealized gains.
Okay, that's what that's got to be. I'm like, don't tell my CPA.
That's right. Don't tell the IRS. That's
right.
Terrible.
Guys, thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate you. We'll continue to bring you more real talk with real guests just like Tommy. Thank you, and we'll catch you on the next one. If you're still sending out pre-approval letters and praying your realtor send you the next lead, you're already behind.
Top producers are winning because they're giving their agents more than just rate sheets and donuts. They're giving them LoanBot. With LoanBot, you can offer realtors a white-labeled, co-branded digital mortgage tool that they send straight to their buyers. It's like giving them a mini loan officer in their pocket. Available 24/7, fully loaded, and branded with your name and their trust. Buyers can self-diagnose, compare loan programs, check real numbers, search properties, and explore down payment assistance without blowing you up at 10 p.m. And the best part? You see everything. Every scenario, every lead, every milestone. You're looped in the whole way. LoanBot isn't a widget. It's the referral machine you've been waiting for. Here's the deal. Your realtors can get it from us directly for $9.99 a month. But it'd be in your best interest if they got it from you. Either way, they're going to get it. White-labeled, co-branded, transparent, and more.
Sign up for your demo with our team of innovators.